Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this yummy, fluffy and fantastic puff puff. Puff puff is a snack and it is easy to make and I love it every single time. So for people who always think that I'm tensioning them when I post my puff puff, I am not tensioning you. It's time for you to go make yours after watching this video. So let's dive right into the video. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye. So to make your puff puff, you need some all-purpose flour. I'm going to be using 3 cups of all-purpose flour here. Do not mind that my camera is at the back. I tried to show this as much as possible. So I had 3 cups of all-purpose flour and I added some sugar. 2/3 cup of sugar, that is 1/3 of a cup, and I just used 2 of that. It wasn't full though, but you can make it full if you want to. I don't really like using sugar that much, so I used that 2/3 of sugar, and then I used 1 sachet of yeast. You can also use 2 tablespoons if you have yeast that is not in sachet. Mine was a sachet, so I just used like that. I just used 1 sachet. You can also use 2 tablespoons if you have 2 tablespoons. So I just pour that in my bowl and then I mix that. And then I mixed that and then I started adding some water as well. This is 2 cups of water, and do not go by my measurements exactly. Sometimes 2 cups might be too much, so you want to mix it little by little. You want to pour the water in gently and then mix until you get to a consistency that is like, should I say drawy? Like it's not too liquid and not too thick as well. It has to have this consistency. When you watch the video, you can see the kind of consistency it has. Sometimes you might need more water, sometimes you might need less. Depends on how thick your flour mixture is. So mine, I just added a little bit of more water to that, and then you just want to mix it. Make sure that it's not too liquid. Very important, guys. You don't want, if it's too light, you won't be able to fry it. You want to mix it very well. Make sure that there's no lumps or anything like that. You want to mix it very well, thoroughly. So once that is done, I just took out my wooden spoon and then I cleaned the sides and I just set that aside, and then I took a plastic wrap and then I got a measurement for how much I want to cut the plastic wrap to. You can use a clean cloth. If you don't have a plastic wrap, you can use a regular kitchen towel. So this is just to make it moist and not let air get into it. So just cover that up, and then I put it in my oven for an hour because it was iftar time. Usually I wouldn't let it stay that long. 30 to 45 minutes is also good, but 1 hour was what I left it for, and it will still fry as well. But you don't want to leave it for too long, because if it's too long, once you're frying, it will soak in the oil. So now my puff puff mix has been in the oven for an hour, and look at that, it is risen all the way to the top, the exact way you want it to look like. You want it to rise this much. So after I got that out, I just want to mix this. Before I mix, I rubbed this palm oil with, I rubbed this vegetable oil in my hand before mixing. Vegetable oil makes it easy for you to be able to get your hand off of this as soon as possible. So once you mix that up again, you want to rub some oil on your hand and then put some oil in the frying pan. You want to deep fry. You cannot use a regular frying pan for this. It has to be a frying pan that is wide and deep. So once the oil is very hot, or at least hot to room temperature, you just want to start scooping your puff puff mix and then put it on fire. For me, I like to make it very tiny, like that initially, because eventually it still rises up on fire because of the yeast. But because we're not so much at home and it's tired time, you don't want to waste so much time in the kitchen. So I like to make it bigger. So mine was actually bigger than the usual size, but medium is okay. You don't want it to be too big, and you don't want it to be too small as well, because if it's too big, it won't cook all the way to inside. It won't cook all the way inside, but small is better. So now that my puff puff is on fire, you just want to put that in. You can put as much as possible. You can stop whenever you feel like. So you want to put as much. Like me, I like to go. I don't even mind frying everything in one batch, but yeah, if it's your first time, you want to take it slow. You don't want to get overwhelmed with this. But if it's not your first time, yes, I recommend you doing it as much as possible. So you just want to put that all in. Make sure that you are testing and turning as you put on fire. You don't want to leave it and then come back and then it's burnt, like some of these ones that look like here, because you have so many things you're doing, so kitchen accident is bound to happen. But if you're like very conscious of it, you don't want one part burning, so you want to turn as much as possible. You want to turn until it's golden brown. And you also want to reduce your fire. If it's too hot, it starts to burn. So you want to, like, in between this, I was reducing and increasing the fire very often. That way I'm very sure that it's going to cook all the way inside. You don't want to open it and see puff puff mix in a liquid form inside, which is not cool. So that's how to make a puff puff, you guys. It's pretty easy. So before that, I took out a parchment paper and then I lined it in a bowl, and that was where I was keeping my puff puffs as soon as it was ready to be done. So yeah, it is pretty easy, you guys. This can be done in, okay, now I forgot it is like 30 minutes, but yeah, it's so easy. And everybody loves puff puff. Puff puff is amazeballs. I still have some of them in my fridge because Ramadan, you cannot eat so much, and we're going to go back to dive into that today. Yeah, let me know if you're making some of these recipes. Let me know if you enjoy this, and if you would like to see more of this, do let me know. Leave me a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.